Russia's Tu-160, the biggest, fastest and heaviest bomber ever to fly. Fastest bomber ever built. The largest bomber ever built. Heaviest bomber ever built. All of these monikers refer to the Tupolev Tu-160, White Swan. NATO reporting name, Blackjack, a legacy Soviet airframe that has of late gotten a new lease on life. Fastest bomber ever built. The largest bomber ever built. Heaviest bomber ever built. All of these monikers refer to the Tupolev Tu-160, White Swan, a legacy Soviet airframe that has of late gotten a new lease on life. The Tu-160 is outwardly somewhat similar to the American Rockwell B-1 Lancer, which spurred its development. Both have variable sweep wings, both are supersonic. However, that is where the similarities end. The B-1 Lancer is somewhat smaller, and is a bomber in the classic sense. The Tu-160, on the other hand, is used more as a standoff weapons platform, in which missiles are launched from the bomb bay doors while the White Swan would speed off at Mach 2+ to safety. It is the only Soviet-designed bomber that does not carry any defensive weapons, although its prodigious 88,000 pounds of payload capacity can carry a dizzying array of conventional and/or nuclear weapons. Why the nickname, White Swan, you ask? Because the entire plane is coated in a brilliantly white reflective coating. It's protection for the crew. The Tu-160 can carry a nuclear payload, which, obviously, creates a massively bright fireball. The thermal energy of nuclear explosions is enormous, and by reflecting some of that thermal energy, light, the crew is at least in theory somewhat more protected than otherwise. Variable sweep wings are no longer in vogue, but offer some advantages. Check out this F-14 Tomcat for a prime example of variably swept wings. During low-speed flight, like landing or takeoff, a straight wing offers more lift. At higher speeds, especially in the supersonic range, a straight wing causes unnecessary drag, and a steeply swept wing would be more efficient. Hence the variable sweep capability of the Tu-160, which unfolds its wings at lower speeds, and folds them when flying supersonic. Although there is no serious design flaw inherent to the Tu-160 design, one of the serious drawbacks is the fact that it is not stealthy. But stealth is hard and expensive. Russia's only stealth aircraft, the Su-57, has had myriad teething problems and is unlikely to enter full serial production anytime soon due to many issues: the low cost of oil, upon which the wobbly Russian defense budget depends, and engine issues that may be difficult to rectify anytime soon. What to do when a new design isn't working out as hoped? Fall back on what's tried and true, with an update. Russia is currently working to modernize its existing fleet of Tu-160s with improved engines and avionics. The Jamestown Foundation, a research and analysis think tank, elaborated on the upgrade. The production of a modernized Tu-160 strategic bomber will require close cooperation among several different plants and the organization of a whole production chain, something that has been a weak point in Russia. It may be some time before we see any new bombers flying around in Russia, stealthy or otherwise. The Tu-160 Western reporting name Blackjack is the world's largest operational bomber. It is nicknamed the White Swan by the pilots. Dwarfing the similar-looking B-1B Lancer, it is the heaviest combat aircraft ever built. Unlike the B-1B, the Tu-160 bomber remains committed to both low-level penetration at transonic speeds and high-level penetration at speeds of about Mach 1.9. Although the aircraft had a fly-by-wire control system, all cockpit displays were conventional analog instruments, with no multi-function or head-up displays. The long-pointed radome houses a terrain-following and attack radar. Below this was a fairing for a forward-looking TV camera used for visual weapon aiming. The development program of the Tupolev Tu-160 was extremely protracted. The prototype first flew in 1981 and the second aircraft was lost in 1987. First aircraft became operational in 1987. Series production was at Kazan and continued until 1992. When President Yeltsin announced that no further strategic bombers would be built. It is believed that production totaled no more than 39 Blackjacks. Also, there were some incomplete airframes. This bomber was extremely expensive to build and to maintain. The Tu-160 has a range of 12,300 kilometers. It was the second Soviet bomber after the Tu-95 Wester reporting name Bear that could reach the United States without in-flight refueling. However, the Tu-160 could never replace the aging Tu-95 due to its astonishing price. In 1989, the Tu-160 reached a speed of 2,200 km per hour for the first time. However, later maximum speed was limited to 2,000 km per hour in order to extend service lives of the engines and airframes. The Blackjack set a total of 44 world records. Even after the aircraft entered service, problems continued to severely restrict operations and production began before a common standard and configuration was agreed. Thus, wingspans, equipment fit, and intake configurations differ from aircraft to aircraft. The Blackjack is armed with Kh-55 Western designation as 15 Kent cruise missiles and Kh-15 Western designation as 16 Kickback air-to-surface missiles. The aircraft can carry a total of 12 Kh-55 and up to 24 Kh-15. Both of these missiles can carry nuclear warheads. Missiles are carried in two internal weapon bays. The Tu-160 can also carry free-fall bombs with a maximum weight of up to 40 t. These bombers are intended to attack the most important enemy targets. It is claimed that the Tu-160 has reduced radar cross-section, however it is by no means a stealthy aircraft.